Hi Capricorn, welcome to your December 2023 Astro-Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, if you are only going to watch one of these, it's wise to watch your ascendant sign because it's going to be the most accurate for you on that day-to-day level. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So straight in with the Capricorn. So my apologies for that. All right, so let's get into it. So I want to say as well, for those of you that are celebrating this month, happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of everything that you want this whole year ahead in it to have for you. All right, so I also want to say on the 3rd of December, we are going to have Venus come into, Venus will be in your 10th house of career, is going to come into a square with Pluto, which is at the very end degrees of your sign. Now, this is a power struggle, all right? There's no getting around it, right? It's a power struggle. Venus is in your career sector, so this is about your public persona, your public image. It's your most public-facing self is coming into a connection of tension, a connection of a square in your with Pluto in your first house. So the changes and the transformations that you've made about yourself at the depths of who you are is now coming into a clash with something to do with your career or your work, right? Now, Venus in that career sector, she's strong in the sign of Libra because Venus rules this sign. So it might have been a financial boost of some sort or an easier time of it making money when it comes from your career. However, because there's that square to Pluto, there could be some kind of blockage here where you realize that in some area of your career, maybe you're not as in control as you would like to be. The challenge with this, I think, as well, is you haven't seen all that it can be. And maybe just as you were starting to enjoy your work, it's almost like things get a little intense. So you might find as well that a boss or an authority figure of some sort is kind of maybe hindering your process because they don't think or deem you to be ready, and what they don't know is that they haven't paid enough attention to kind of really say whether that is the case or isn't. For this, you have the Queen of Swords, so be prepared to fight for this. And I will say, I mean, Capricorn's not afraid to say what they think anyway, right? For sure. You got this with the Three of Cups. So this is opening up a dialogue or a conversation that you've already had previously. And then you've got the Queen of Wands, right? So you've got two queens here. Two queens represent sincere friends. What this suggests to me is maybe you have an ally at work who will go to bat for you and will actually fight for you in some regard. However, it is also possible that you may want to speak up on somebody else's behalf, but you might not necessarily have all of the facts, or you're being met with some kind of resistance. I will say as well, with the Three of Cups, that's usually a reunion card. Don't be surprised if you hear from an old work colleague at this time, or if someone comes to your aid or your rescue. So I kind of like that. I think at this time, even if you're having problems with a boss or a superior, you very quickly realise that actually you have allies in other sort of sectors of your work. So on the 5th of December, Venus is going to enter the sign of Scorpio, right? So immediately she's going to set up a trine to Saturn in Pisces, which for you is in your 3rd house. So this is some kind of communication because the 11th house is your higher goals, aspirations and dreams, right? So Venus coming into this space, yes, all right, she's not in the best sign that she can be, but she gets into that trine with Saturn in the 3rd house, which means she's in a Saturn ruled house to start with. The 11th house is a natural space of Aquarius. Sets up a trine to the ruler of that house naturally, which is Saturn, and your ruling planet, which is Capricorn. So you're able here to really, there's a powerful focus on your future, and you are able to keep your eye fixed on that future. That is your power. That is your ability, right? It's like I can delay my gratification to get where I want to be. In that trying to Saturn, though, you're able to communicate to someone, maybe an authority figure. Why is this kind of reminds me, if you've ever seen the film Pretty Woman, you know, where like she goes through her glow up, she comes back to the store where they were really rude to her and really mean to her, and she says, "You guys work on commission, right?" And they're like, "Yes, yes, we do." And they treat her all nice because she looks all dolled up and stuff now, right? And then she says, "Big mistake. You like, I was here yesterday and you basically treated me like crap, right? Do you remember that? Anyway, I've got to go shopping now." She's got all these bags and, you know, she's just living it up. This could be one of those moments where you kind of get to rub it in the face of a boss to say, "You know what? You fucked up. You lost out because you didn't think I was ready. Well, let me show you what I'm capable of." You better get it, Capricorn. How you get ahead, how you move forward starts to become a palpable desire for you at this point, right? Because Venus is desire. It's not in the same way as Mars. Venus is more attractive. Venus is a lady, darling, right? So she does everything that she does with class. In this 11th house, this is going to see you start to really think about building the life of your dreams for the future. So it's going to see luxury, worth, money, value, and, you know, now you're going to start to value your future better than ever before, and you're seeking better money, better prospects, and starting to think about how you can enjoy the pleasure of life. And what I like about this is the sky is helping you tap into an expansive but steady energy to make that possible, right? So it's like, you know what, regardless of what the circumstances are that surround me, I'm going to create something better for myself. You fucking watch me. Get in, right? With this, you've got the High Priestess. I wouldn't be surprised if something comes to light where you realize very quickly that you have, look, right, it's the High Priestess, hidden things revealed, where you come into an understanding very, very quickly of just how somebody maybe has underestimated you. You got this with the Page of Pentacles, so you are very focused on your future, and even if that means upskilling or gaining new skills or even looking in new directions and new avenues for your career, you will do it. And then you've got this with the Fool card. I wouldn't be surprised if a job offer or opportunity makes its way to you this month without you really needing to do that much for it. It might not be the right thing for you. You might not sort of jump at it and think, "Oh yeah, you know, this is absolutely me." But I wouldn't be surprised if some new prospect opens up for you and you kind of think to yourself like, "Yeah, this is what I was waiting for." So I love that, because it's kind of a moment where you might be able to kind of, you know, flip the middle finger and say, "Well, you're lost, baby. Take care and I'll see you later." So on the 14th of the month, Mercury is going to go retrograde in your sign. And then as part of that retrograde, it will come back into Sagittarius, right? But it starts in your sign. Mercury going retrograde is already a time of rethinking things, right? So you're redefining and rethinking yourself. This is a unique one, to be honest with you, because it's like you're rethinking yourself and your outlook. But then because it comes into your 12th house, you're getting a glimpse into how you get in your own way as well. So this could be, again, maybe you're hearing from an old work colleague. I wouldn't be surprised. And, you know, because this Mercury retrograde is actually setting up a trine to the Jupiter retrograde in your 5th house, there is some kind of luck coming in here. I actually really like this. And I think in a way that you might see it and you think to yourself, "You know what? Maybe things aren't going according to the plan that I had, but I am able to forge new plans moving forward, and I can understand where it is maybe that I'm getting in my own way." And when it comes into the 12th house, Mercury is also going to show you where your hidden enemies are, where the people who maybe don't have your best interests at heart, or they present one way to your face and they're a completely different way behind your back. For this, you have the 6 of Swords, okay, so things are definitely going to start to improve. You got this with the Star card. I love that. So Aquarius season, particularly the midpoint of Aquarius season, so anywhere from like the 28th of January, let's say, right through to like the 8th or 9th, that time of next year is already being highlighted to you. So pay attention to this Mercury retrograde, because it's going to give you a glimpse into the future. You've got this here with the 2 of Cups as well. There could be, for a lot of you, serious conversations with a partner, with a lover, or maybe even just in general about some kind of long distance travel that you're planning that is overseas. It may come up sort of quite suddenly, or maybe not necessarily in a way that you had envisioned or expected. All right, so keep that as a consideration. For those of you that are looking to date, I will say I wouldn't be surprised if you hear from a past loved one, or lover of some sort. Now, I just want to mention your year ahead readings. So the Universal Year 8 is, that video is up and out there on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Your life path readings for 2024 are up and out there. There's a video in that playlist that will show you how to work out your life path number. Another one that will show you how to calculate your year ahead number. Your personal year number, and then obviously there's a corresponding video in the numerology playlist that will show you what the year ahead has in it for you if you are having, I don't know, a personal year 4 or a personal year 3 or whatever the case might be. Your 2024 Astro-Tarotscopes are up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. They're $7.99 a piece this year, $49.99 for the bundle. Bargain, even if I say so myself. And of course, I've been banging on about it for weeks now. The New Year, New Frequency is a short, sharp, focused mini, an energy work-based mini course. It takes you about 3, maybe 4 days, give or take. This is all of the energy work that you will need to absolutely smash the shit out of 2024. And I gotta say, this is one of the things that I am truly most proud of making in my life. I'm proud of I'm proud of everything that I do, but this and Mindset Magic are easily probably the best things that I have ever created. I am so proud of them. And so I will say to you, there's a handful of discount codes at the moment. Instead of 111, you can get it for £99. I think there's like 3 or 4 of those at this point. Don't hold me to that, but I gotta tell you, I'm super proud of it, and trust me, I know it can help you. All right, with that said, on the 27th of the month, Mars and Mercury retrograde are going to come into a conjunction, and they are going to square Neptune in the sign of Pisces in your 3rd house. So your 12th house and your 3rd house are connecting. This is crossed wires, right? This is crossed wires. This is some kind of unclear communication that comes in. The 12th house is also secrets, right? And what's really intriguing about this is at the same time this is happening, we've got a full moon in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, and significant others. Because this connection shows up in your 12th house, the 12th house is secrets, hidden enemies. The 3rd house, your house of communications. Mercury retrograde in conjunction with Mars means your work houses and your home sector are being lit up. It is challenging because it's like some information that comes up that maybe sees you needing to switch track when it comes to your work. Add to this a full moon in the sky as well, and you've got a recipe for things, you know, I'm calling Neptune in Pisces tears, or the ability for something to boil over, because it's in that square to Mars. Action, energy, fire, passion, heat, desire, coupled with a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius where Mercury is detrimented. If you know that this is potentially quite an intense day, that you might feel sort of building, certainly from at least the 26th onwards, and maybe for a day or two after, just be aware, right? Make a contingency so that you can kind of say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to discuss this right now. I'll wait till after the holidays are over. For this, you've got the 7 of Wands. Do you know what's really interesting? The 7 of Wands has shown up a lot for this connection. So I'm really, really intrigued by this. Then you've got the 2 of Swords, which can show up as an opposition. And then you've got this with the King of Swords. The King of Swords has also shown up a lot throughout the month of December in general. So I'm really interested in this because I think on the wider world stage, that means we're going to see a king, a head of state, so you know, somebody that is in a very prominent position may get into a challenge or a dispute of some sort. On a more personal level, this could see you having some kind of resurgence of an issue with maybe somebody that's not even necessarily a hidden enemy anymore, but somebody that you've had a problem or a challenge with, you know, previously could come up again. That 7 of Wands with the 2 of Swords, that's you know, I don't want to say a fight, but it can be let's just say it can be serious words. All right, so just be mindful around that. So in terms of your moons, you're going to have a new moon in the 12th house in the sign of Sagittarius, and that's on the 12th of the month, right? So your new moon message in the 12th house, right? Your past, your privacy, your karma, your hidden secret self, and also hidden secrets, and also your self-sabotaging tendencies. Because of the activations that are happening this month, I actually feel like this might be a moment where you have a really deep insight. Something comes to mind and you kind of look at yourself and say, wow, okay, you know what? I don't necessarily like that about myself, so I'm going to do what I can to change it. The beauty is it's a 12th house new moon, so this won't be public knowledge. It will be an insight that you have about yourself on a deep level that you can kind of say, okay, you know what? I'll take that and I'll deal with it myself. It's not going to be public. You don't have to grow a heart in front of other people or anything like that. But I would use this opportunity. Okay. For this, you've got the Gate 23 and Assimilate. It's one of my favourite cards in this deck because it represents the ability to dream your future and to go about creating it. Ask for help from your loved ones that have passed. Ask for help or support from people that you love and care about that are no longer with you. Now, on the 26th of the month, you have the the 26th, the 27th of the month, you've got the full moon in the sign of Cancer. And that is happening in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, and significant others. Contracts, personal, professional, or platonic. You've got the Gate 18 and Perfection. I actually think this full moon is going to show you maybe where you've been a bit too harsh or a bit too expectant of others, where you expect more from people because you expect so much from yourself. This might show you where you expect too much from others and it's, you know, almost impossible for them to deliver. And because you're having that new moon in the 12th, I do wonder if that's what gives you the insight to say, you know, maybe you expect a bit too much here. So be a bit kinder to the people that you have connections with or to. So I love that. It could also be that you're finally deciding to free yourself of some kind of perfectionist outlook or approach. All right. With that said, whatever you do or don't celebrate, whether it is Yule, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or Christmas, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for all of your support throughout this year. It really does mean a lot. Thank you for all of your help, your comments, your subscribes. And yeah, I really do wish you all the best for this year and the year ahead. Stay tuned because there's so much more to come. All right, take care and I'll see you soon.